Isolate us in the five senses, isolate us in body-mind, and then program the body-mind to see the world that suits the control system. Time and space are just information within the metaphysical universe fabric, the vibrational fabric, which we then decode into what appears to be time and space. There is no time and space. When you put a disk in a computer, it's got information on it. You put it in the computer reads it. On the screen, you see time and space, or what appears to be time and space. But all it is information on the disk being read by the computer and being put on the screen. That's what we are doing all the time. Time's an illusion. And my goodness me, if we fall for that, then we totally get encompassed by time, that time exists. You can say it's 1 o'clock, I've got to meet someone at 1 o'clock, so you're there at the same time and synchronize that, but all along you know that it's just a construct. It's not part of you, this time. Because no time is where consciousness operates. And if we operate completely connected to time, then by that very nature we're going to disconnect from consciousness, which is on another level of perception. Our time is just crazy. You cross an invisible line in the ocean, you go into tomorrow, you go the other way, you go into yesterday. There is only the now. That's all there is. People say, no, there's the past and there's the future. Well, okay. When you think of the future, where are you? You're in the now. When you think of the past, memories, where are you? You're in the now. These are constructs. These are perceptions. They're not real. Only thing that's real is now. Everything happens in the now. And the only moment we can change anything is in the now. And if we get pulled into the past, all regret, I wish I had, oh, that woman in 1953, ooh. Or we get pulled into the future, oh my God, what's going to happen? Oh, yeah, outcome, oh, what if? Then we're getting pulled out of the only time that exists, and therefore our power to change things, to impact on now, is diluted. And we are absolutely dominated by time. What's the time? Oh my God, it's not the time. Oh my goodness, what's going to happen? Are you going to get time? Oh, I'm late. And yet, the now is the only thing that exists, and time, like space, is a perception. It is part of the construction of reading. You could see time in a way like a disc, like a DVD. What you've seen in the film is your past, as you perceive the past. What you're looking at in the film at that moment you perceive as the present, and what you've yet to see in the film you perceive as the future. Yet all that information exists on that disc at the same time. Whip back a bit, you've gone into the past. Whip forward, you've gone into the future. And I've been talking for years about the time loop, as I call it. Wrote a book with that title. And it's not really a loop, but it can express itself like that in the play-out world of so-called physical reality. And we go round and round and round, and it comes back to the start. And we think we're going forward, but because we're only in it for a certain section, we think we're going forward. If we stayed with it, it will come basically back to the start. It's like a place of experience, and depending on what we wish to experience, depends on what part of the loop that we decide to experience. Because, as I said earlier, this vibration, and by the way, this vibration coming out of the black holes vibrates in the now. It doesn't move through time. It carries the encoded information that we decode as time, but it vibrates in the now. But it doesn't vibrate just the same forever. It goes through a cycle, a vibrational cycle, changes. And as it changes, it elicits different information from the suns, which we then decode. And as we do so, the world moves on, experience moves on through different epochs. You look at the ancients around the world, and they invariably see time as secular. You have, of course, the famous yugas in Indian belief, Hindu belief, where the world goes through different cycles. You have a golden age when everything is expansive and everything's fully integrated and connected. And then you have other yugas which are suppressed, and you have control, and you do not have the expansive awareness that you had before. It's a different kind of experience. And so as this vibration changes, it takes this reality through a cycle and then comes back again. This is where all these yugas come in. And what happens is the left half of the brain particularly decodes this information, which is vibrating in the now, it decodes it into a sequence. It's what some brain scientists call the left brain a serial processor. And it's this sequence that it puts the information in that appears to be the passage of time from past to future. The quicker it decodes it, the quicker time seems to move, the slower it decodes it the reverse. This is why, as Einstein said, if you're in the company of a beautiful woman, time can pass very quickly, but if you're in a dentist chair, it can pass very slowly, because your brain is decoding reality in a different way, putting it into a sequence in a different way. And so the time loop is actually just the decoding of this changing vibration, changing information. And again, if you can hold connection to out there, you can be in the world and not of it. If you're not, you're literally caught in the loop, and that's where most people have been for a very long time. Now, as I say, the body is a biological computer, and I'll get through this part pretty quickly because I've been through this